I'll get canceled if I talk to you.
So, you're wanting to promote the new releases? Yes, you do know that pure promotional videos don't get any views, right? You have to be talking about scene drama. Those are the ones that people actually watch. The only ones they actually watch. No, not today. Today, I want to talk about all the releases. That are coming out at the upcoming conventions. So, we get started? By all means. Before we get to the books, I just want to note that with every purchase, while supplies last at Ropecon and Gen Con, with every purchase, you get a 48-sided die and a magic item card that has a 48-item table on it. Free with every purchase. The magic items by Jeff Reitz. Shill! Get on with the books! Well, I want to talk about the reprint titles first. Specifically, first, Broodmother Sky Fortress. It's been out of print a couple years, and it's a shame. It really is one of the best books we've ever produced. There's the adventure in the first half of the book that's still fresh, still different, but the back half of the book, is just pure how-to for old school gaming. Not LOTFP specifically, but old school in general. Jeff Reitz is one of the founding fathers of the OSR movement, and this is just everything. A lot of the stuff we release is for select portions of the overall RPG and OSR audiences, but really, of everything we've ever released, this is the one that I think is the absolute must-have for absolutely everybody. Well, that's a hard sell. Well, it has to be. I mean, reprints usually sell slower, and a short run of a 160-page hardcover is expensive, and this is the book I'm most worried about selling out of the gate. And it really should sell through faster than anything. So what else you got? Yeah, we've reprinted the Creature Generator as well. It's one of our long-term steadiest sellers. Why was that ever out of print in the first place? Well, because things take some time to plan and place. You're a horrible businessman. Oh, you have no idea. Oh, I think I do. Next. We've also done an additional run of the booklets from last year because we're not taking foreign orders from the US web store anymore. And we'd also like to be able to supply our direct retail partners. Old news. Yes, the reprints of previously published material. They cannot be new. Oh. Show me something new. Okay, we've procured some copies of Gazer Press's Winter Death, an LOTFP-compatible adventure that takes place during the 30 Years' War. It's a starter adventure, 52-page hardcover, sewn binding, good stuff up to LOTFP standards, and we'll have these at the conventions and on the web store afterward. So do you have anything new to talk about of yours? Yeah, 10 brand new titles, and first, Alucard Finch's Temple of the Worm. Yeah, it's a 48-page hardcover. It's a dungeon crawl in an undersea temple that's inhabited by creatures that aren't exactly compatible with our three-dimensional physical space. Or is it fourth-dimensional? I don't know. Cover art gives a clue to how all that plays out. So it's conceptual bullshit that nobody will figure out how to apply in actual play. An orc in a 10-foot square room guarding a pie is a concept. I mean, this concept just happens to be interesting. And it's in the format of a dungeon crawl, so it provides the framework to keep the whole thing comprehensible. Yeah. What else? This one is Meanderings of the Mind by Mark Sable. It's another dungeon crawl. This time the characters will be inside what used to be the brain pan of an ancient being that died and then over the eons became buried under mountains. It's not precisely brain dead. Trip Through the Ages, 32-page hardcover. Well, that sounds like a stone cold classic. Who knows? I mean, remember I thought No Dignity in Death, The Three Brides was going to be my masterpiece, and Death Frost Doom is going to be this silly little side dungeon project. Why do you keep repeating that? That makes you sound retarded. It's the truth! That's the problem! So is this any good or not? Well, I think so. So people aren't going to feel ripped off if they buy a copy. I feel good enough about it to have bought 1,000 of them. But didn't you just say your judgment of the relative quality of releases is completely fucked? Look, we make game stuff here. It's meant to be played. And our specialty is weird fantasy, and that's what this is. It's a weird fantasy tabletop adventure. It's good for an evening's play. It's got a good, solid concept. It's presented well. And what more do people want me to fucking say about it? You seem insecure. It's my ass on the line with all this. You're damn right I'm defensive. Your descriptions of these things seem a bit, threadbare. Perfunctory. Shouldn't you be a little more enthusiastic? I'm the one selling these. I mean, nobody should believe a damn thing I say about the quality of them. I mean, of course I'm going to say they're good. I'm highly biased. Interesting that we're having this conversation about this particular book, though. Oh, fuck you. Oh, that's telling. This is supposed to be informational. You know, I give a look of, at the books. I give a general idea of what it is. And then it's up to the people to decide whether or not they're interested. I mean, that's it. I mean, why are you screwing that up? Why are you even here? Because you hate hosting this channel by yourself. You insist on having a co-host. That's why you barely make any videos. Well, be a good co-host. I am. I'm keeping you honest. You're being an asshole. This is why he can't keep any co-hosts. Oh, shut up, or I'll... Or you'll what? Wave around an IKEA knife at me. Oh, I'm so scared. Can we just get through this? By all means. I mean, you were explaining why you were being insecure about all these books? Look, I make most of my money from direct sales off the website. But most of my customers are not in Finland. And shipping prices are stupid. I know that. I do. I know that. But I can't do anything about the shipping prices. I can only try to put together an attractive package that makes people want to order despite the shipping costs. And that means I can't release a book as it's done. Nobody's going to pay that shipping fee for just one book. But I don't know what the sweet spot is to make it worth it. I mean, is it 3 books at a time? 5? If people buy all the new books, then the shipping cost per book is way, way down. But I'm still asking people to buy 10 new books and 6 reprints all at once. Is that going to work? I don't know. If it doesn't, I got bills for 16 books to pay, and I'm fucked. So everything is riding on them doing well, as usual. I mean, how much is too much to release at once? So what's that got to do with my mind? Not a goddamn thing. I mean, it's a fine adventure. If you generally like what LOTFP has been doing, you've got a good chance of liking this one too. So it's average? Oh, fuck me. Look, what my headspace and concentration goes to are the things that are audacious and headline-grabbing, and things I think will get me into trouble. Mind and Temple of the Worm, they're weird fantasy, they've got cosmic horror, but their quality is in the play and not in any look at me factor. I mean, we have this reputation of being these child fucking edgelords. And wait a minute, we'll get to those. But a lot of what we do is more normal stuff that people seem to buy, but they don't get a lot of chatter online because there's no, oh, that's gross, you know. And I liked it, and I wanted to produce and release it, but I don't know how to talk about these sorts of things without turning into, like, you know, haha, salesman shill. I don't know how to do it. I mean, it's the readers more than the players, I think, that like the more high concept stuff. But then if I say that something is a meat and potatoes weird fantasy adventure, something you can sit down and play and it works, I feel like I'm subtly shitting on it. You know, but think of the classics. I mean, how do you promo Keep on the Borderlands enthusiastically? Oh, there's this castle with people! And then there are these caves with different kinds of not people. And there's treasure. You know, or Village of Hamlet. You know, there's a village. It's a ruined castle with intrigue. You know, those things are meat and potatoes adventures, but they're classics. So, yes, I'll compare this to Keep on the Borderlands and Village of Hamlet. That'll turn out well. What people should do, you know, is tell a reviewer that you trust to get a copy of all this shit and review it. So someone who's not me can give an outside opinion, you know, as objectively as possible, and to tell you whether it's good or not. I can tell you what it is. It's up to the people to determine whether it's good. You suck at marketing. Yeah, and you suck at co-hosting. Then fire me. I dare you. Come on. Come on. Yeah, that's what I thought. What's next? Galileo 2, Judgment Day, 40-page hardcover. You know, the Pope is peeved at Galileo, you see, and he has commissioned the construction of an automaton to make his life hell. Why you breaking down my back and racking up my brain? Don't matter how we make it, cause it always ends the same. You can push it for my mileage, but your flaps are wearing thin. And I can sleep on it till morning, but this nightmare never ends. Don't forget to call my lawyers with ridiculous demands. You can take the pity so far, but it's more than I can stand. Cause the sky trip's getting old. Tell me how long has it been, cause 5 years is forever and you haven't grown up yet. I don't know, I think the title's some pop culture reference I don't understand. I don't know how old the author is. Maybe it's an anime thing? Beats me. I don't have a clue. Kids these days. No mystery on what this one's based off of. Winnie the Shit. Is that real? Yes, it's real. It's a 48-page hardcover reel. I mean, you know, originally, before the stars aligned for all of these, this was going to be the only new release for Gen Con time. And it was supposed to be something else entirely. What? Really? I mean, I just seen Cocaine Bear, and the internet was doing the snakes on the plane thing. I mean, you know, randomly combining drugs and animals for titles. And so I told Kelvin that everyone is just doing this for haha. We should actually do one. I was partial to Methamphetamine Walrus. But then he turns in this Winnie the Pooh thing by way of Isle of Dr. Moreau. I mean, there's a hell of a mashup. And, I mean, he was kind enough to put a Winnie on cocaine sidebar, so he didn't completely ignore me. Let me ask you something. Shoot, you're having retail distribution problems, right? As in, you've been dropped by all the big distributors? Is this the time to talk about this? Well, the last time you released a whole pile of books at once. One of them was a satanic ass-face glory hole book, and another was called White Power. And you tried to put those in stores, And now not much of anything new of yours are in stores. Your point? So a book called Winnie the Shit is going to be helpful in fixing that? There ain't nothing we're doing these days that's any worse than what we were doing 10 years ago when we got into the distribution system. Yeah, but people are paying more attention now. Well, fuck them. I mean, every other form of entertainment media can be as explicit as it likes, and it's available everywhere. And RPG stuff should have the exact same freedom to be whatever it'll be. Yeah, but is that good for your business? Well, I guess you're right that I'm a terrible businessman then. I mean, I think the adventure is good, the title is funny, and as a bonus, Kelvin seems to really have some sort of attachment to Winnie the Pooh. And that helps, because I saw that Blood and Honey movie piece of shit. And I don't think the people that made that cared about the source material at all. You're avoiding the topic. Look, are we free to create or aren't we? I mean, obviously the gatekeepers say no, but fuck them. I mean, fuck all of them. I mean, they can shut me out, or they can penalize me, or do whatever the fuck they're gonna do. But they have to do it. Okay? I'm not going to do their job for them and give them the day off. They have to make the effort to do it themselves. You know, my job is to make stuff. It's to produce stuff. And then my job is to sell it. But the selling is a completely different thing from the creation. I know people like my stuff. I know my stuff sells when it's available. But if it's not available, then I just sell less. I mean, all the stress of this job, I mean, it's only worth it if I get to do and publish things that I like, that speak to me. Not to speak to the masses, you know, if I can be pretentious about that, you know. And if it runs up against the sensibilities of today's public, or what people think the sensibilities of today's public might be, fuck 'em. I'm not moving. They can move. You're going to move the public with Winnie the Shit. Yes. I mean, the public's asshole is way too tight these past few years. And this is Kelvin we're talking about. Everything Kelvin does is great and good. So, yeah, it is the perfect thing to move the public with. Good luck. Oh, don't give me that shit. I mean, if I can loosen the public's asshole 1% over the course of my career, just 1%, which I do think is an achievable goal, then I will have performed a service for all of humanity, and the world will be a better place for it. Seriously. I mean, people being able to imagine more freely and not be handcuffed by outside forces is all for the good. I mean, independent creators should be able and free to independently create, and whether or not the creation is for a niche audience or whether it gets mass appeal, that should be determined by the public. You know, not some fuckhead in an office who's afraid some other dumb cunt is going to complain that just because they don't like the idea of books, they never fucking read them, you know, that other people shouldn't be able to have it at all. I mean, fuck all these people. Fuck them. Well, I'm sure a role-playing book called Winnie the Shit will achieve all your goals. Well, if that one doesn't, this one will. What the fuck? It's an adventure set in an alternate dimension. A dimension of shit. Why? Nothing that hasn't been done before. I mean, Kevin Smith had a shit golem in Dogma. I mean, Autopsy had an album called Shit Fun. And Waco Jesus had that Destruction of Commercial Scum cover. I mean, Google those. You know, so. Continues a tradition. You're an idiot. You think I'm an idiot. Well, let me tell you about the person that made this. I mean, he's going by the name Shatner Turdsmith because he doesn't want his real name associated with the book about shit. You know, but then he puts his previous writing credits right here. So that disassociation is going to last about 5 seconds? True. Oh, the story of this one, this is a funny story. I mean, I'm with my girlfriend at a concert, and we're standing there against the stage waiting for the main band to come on. And I get this message from the creator here talking about this project. I've never heard of it. He's wondering if he should kickstart it or what should he do with it, a thing about a dimension of shit. And then he tells me he didn't think that I would be interested in it. It's well known your taste is shit. Yeah, right? I mean, anyway, I tell him I want it, but there are some things that need to be changed. I mean, it was originally written for a different OSR game, so it has some old generic D&D demons in there. Those had to be changed to realm-specific entities, custom stuff, And then I had some ideas for the cover. So that wasn't the original design concept. No! And the funny thing is, this moron listens to me. I mean, front cover, the back cover with the author picture, I told him I would pay him to go to a professional photo studio with shit all over him for a proper author photo. And he figured out a way to do it decently without a professional being involved. But he did it! He did it! He really is an idiot. I know, right? What a shithead. Are we done yet? Almost. I mean, here's our biggest new release, the Yellow Book of Brecewald. 160 pages, bookmark ribbon, good stuff. Wow. And this is another one that just fell out of the sky. He sent it to me pretty much done and asked if I wanted to release it. And, a few things had to be adjusted, but yeah, it was pretty much done when I saw it. I checked out his blog and he's been working on it and playing it for years. It's about a wizard school in post-Arthurian Britain. A wizard school, yeah. And one of my first questions was, explain to me why this isn't just Harry Potter. And he gave me the basic pitch quote. We put this on the back cover as a response. What if Jack Vance wrote Harry Potter as a sequel to T.H. White's Once and Future King, and the professors are all psycho and don't care about the student safety at all, and so I thought, okay. Different enough. Wait, you were wanting to make sure it was more different from Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, we don't do kids things here, so, He also added a bit about how to fit this into a campaign set in the standard LOTFP 17th century. You really do suck at marketing. You should play up the similarities to Harry Potter. I don't think so. It's the most popular book series ever. You should do everything you can to associate yourself with Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. What? Oh, come on! This is an easy one. Just attach yourself to the most popular and beloved author alive. No. Well, it's just like Doctor Who said. Good old JK.
La 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 la, happy place, la 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 la, happy place, la 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 la, happy place, la 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 la.
What's wrong with you? I mean, I'm surprised the author wasn't all over you to pursue this angle.
I'm not sure the author's ever gonna talk to me again after this.
What?
Please stop.
Fine. You don't seem to want to sell any books. Fine, I'll leave it alone. Well, seems to be it for the hardcovers then. You just have some booklets left. Tell me about those. Well, this is an awkward transition then. What? Well, go on. Well, before I talk about this one specifically, I do want to say that I had a concept for these booklets. It's a bit different than how I usually do things. I mean, usually I have to greenlight a pitch or someone sends me a completed work, and it still has to be modified to fit certain LOTFP parameters. And for these booklets, all by new authors who are involved in the LOTFP fan community, I mean, I just gave them a word count and told them, give me something LOTFP. They didn't send me any pitches. They just more or less delivered finished work, and I decided beforehand that whatever they sent, I'm gonna produce. That's insane. Well, I was a bit concerned that my iron grip on the atmosphere and certain other things was introducing a sameness into the whole LOTFP line. And that needed to be cracked. I mean, some of the all-time favorites from the LOTFP line are outside the usual LOTFP paradigms. So no quality control was done. No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, the editors on the books, on these booklets, understood that I hadn't done the usual tearing apart of the concepts, bending the ideas with the executive meddling to fit my ideas of in-game logic, before the editor gets to it. That's how we usually work, So they knew they were the ones that had to make sure the text and everything were up to snuff. So are you happy with the results? The actual adventures, yeah, but there were issues on the production side where, since I was coordinating 17 different projects and one of them didn't make it to press this round, I overlooked some things. Hopefully only some things, like I put the most expensive artist I think I've ever worked with on the smallest book, and that's why the 40-page booklet is going to cost the same as the 12-page booklet. Idiot. I pass the costs on to you! So, what are these things? Well, Black Chamber, this is a dungeon crawl. Aliens have taken over a facility in Portugal and are experimenting on people who wander on in, which is what adventurers do with dungeons. So, instant conflict. That's a thick booklet. 40 pages. Why is it a booklet and not a hardcover then? Well, there was a concept in my head about what these releases were and how to present them. And just because the author goes over the assigned word count, that doesn't shift the overall concept for me. So this just might be the freshest, best dungeon crawl you've published in many years. And it's just a booklet. Yep. Well, it'll be up to the people to decide whether this was a good idea or not. I'll be watching which books sell how much. Well, aren't you such a big man of the people? Next up is a gift for all of Norway. It's a 16-page booklet. It's a dungeon delve into the body of a sleeping Jotun. Jotun? Been living in the Nordics 20 years. I don't know how to pronounce anything. Anyway, dungeon delve into the body of a sleeping Jotun that makes up a mountain range in Norway. Isn't that sort of similar to the premise of Mind? Yeah, we get these coincidences sometimes. No Salvation for Witches and Better Than Any Man have the exact same premises. A group of witches use magic to improve the world, and those two adventures are very different from each other. And the differences between Mind and Gift for Norway are even bigger than that, so I don't see a problem. Didn't you say we shouldn't believe anything you say about these things? Well, we need more reviewers. Get on that. Like I'm doing shit about anything. And the last proper adventure we have coming out is Do Not Accept This Quest. 12-page booklet, an old house, dead kids walking around. It's not a good scene. People don't like dead kids. And I don't like people, so we're even. So we're done? Not quite. After realizing I was going to have way too many books coming out at once, I decided, what's one more, So for the first time in 7 years, we've got a new Green Devil face, number 7. It's a zine format. A bunch of different people submitted little game bits, 13 different things over 48 pages, random tables, there's an adventure, all sorts of stuff. So are we done now? Sure. What are you doing?
I'm working out.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to improve my overall health. So, I'm doing weight training.
Wait. With cute.
But I'm starting off in such bad shape, I can't do much.
Do you know what this exercise is called?
No. Well, you know, there are like bench presses and military presses and stuff.
Please don't. Please don't.
Well, because this one is so weak and pathetic and ineffective.
No.
It's called the ley line press.
Fuck my life.